Branson, Mo. The country and western tourist town of Branson, Mo, mourned Friday for more than a dozen sightseers who were killed when a duck boat capsized and sank in stormy weather in the deadliest such accident in almost 2 decades. Divers found 4 more bodies in Table Rock Lake, bringing the death toll to 17, including 9 people from the same family and the crew member who was driving the amphibious boat. In their initial assessment, authorities blamed thunderstorms and winds that approached hurricane strength. A full investigation was underway. Amateur video captured at least one struggling duck boat amid severe storm conditions on Table Rock Lake Thursday. Officials have blamed the weather for a duck boat accident on the lake that killed at least 17 people. The Associated Press. Branson is a city full of smiles. Mayor Karen Best said, "We have so much fun here. But today we are grieving and crying." Tricia Ayers was among the mourners who stopped to pay their respects at a parked car that was covered with flowers because it was believed to belong to a dead tourist. Ayers said she understood how the boat got caught on the lake because the weather on Thursday changed in 10 minutes from sunshine to gale-force winds that bent traffic signs. Article continued below. "I hope it won't tarnish Branson," she said with tears in her eyes. "About 80% of our income comes from tourists. We love them." The risk of heavy weather was apparent hours before the boat left shore. The Weather Service station in Springfield, about 64 kilometers north of Branson, issued a severe thunderstorm watch for its immediate area Thursday, saying conditions were ripe for winds of 70 miles per hour. It followed up at 6:32 p.m. with a severe thunderstorm warning for 3 counties that included Branson and the lake. The warning mentioned both locations. The boat went down about 40 minutes later, shortly after 7 p.m. "When we issue a warning, it means take action," meteorologist Kelsey Engel said. Suzanne Smigala with Ripley Entertainment, which owns Ride the Ducks in Branson, said the company was assisting authorities. She said this was the company's only accident in more than 40 years of operation. Rescue crews work at the scene of a deadly boat accident at Table Rock Lake in Branson, Mo, Thursday. A sheriff in Missouri said a tourist boat has apparently capsized on the lake, leaving several people dead and several others hospitalized. Andrew Jansen, the Associated Press. 29 passengers and 2 crew members were aboard for a pleasure cruise. 7 of the 14 survivors were hurt when the vessel went down. At least 2 children and 2 adults were hospitalized. The captain survived, authorities said. Braden Milask, of Oklahoma, was on vacation with family when he boarded a replica 19th-century paddle wheeler known as the Branson Belle on the same lake just before the storm hit. Article continued. "Below at the time," he said, "the lake seemed calm, and no one was worried about the weather, but it suddenly got very dark," he recalled. In a short video taken by Milask from a dock, the duck boat can be seen wallowing through the choppy, wind-whipped lake, with water only inches from its windows. Dark, rolling waves crash over its front end. The footage ends before the boat capsizes. Later, people on Milask's boat saw a duck boat passenger hanging on for dear life to the paddle wheel of the Belle, he said. The mayor identified the crew member driving the boat as Bob Williams, known informally as Captain Bob. "He was a great ambassador for Branson," Best said. "He was at every event. He knew everyone. He was always promoting Branson." Authorities had not publicly identified the dead but said they included a 1-year-old child. The 9 family members who died were from Indianapolis, said Thomas Griffith, suffragan bishop of Zion Tabernacle Apostolic Faith Church in Indianapolis. He did not name them. 2 people from the family survived, a spokeswoman for Missouri Gov. Mike Parsons said. Named for their ability to travel on land and in water, duck boats have been involved in other serious accidents in the past, including the deaths of more than 40 people since 1999. 5 college students were killed in 2015 in Seattle when a duck boat collided with a bus. 13 people died in 1999 when a boat sank near Hot Springs Park. "Duck boats are death traps," said Andrew Duffy, an attorney whose Philadelphia law firm handled litigation related to 2 fatal duck boat accidents there. They're not fit for water or land because they are half car and half boat. Safety advocates have sought improvements and complained that too many agencies regulate the boats with varying safety requirements. The boats were originally designed for the military, specifically to transport troops and supplies in the Second World War. They were later modified for use as sightseeing vehicles. A full investigation was underway, with help from the Coast Guard and the National Transportation Safety Board. Stone County Sheriff Doug Rader urged anyone with video or photos of the accident to contact authorities. Divers quickly located the vessel, which came to rest on its wheels on the lake bed. Authorities plan to recover it at some point in the next few days. The boat sank in 12 meters of water and then rolled on its wheels into a deeper area with 25 meters of water. Investigators had no information about whether passengers were wearing life jackets or whether they were stowed on board, the sheriff said. The Ride the Ducks tour begins in downtown Branson, where the bus-like vehicle takes passengers on a tour while the captain cracks jokes and points out landmarks. Eventually, the boat pulls up to the lake and slowly enters the water with a small splash. After a few minutes on the water, the vehicle returns to land and to its home base, which features a store selling candy and souvenirs. Branson, about 320 kilometers southeast of Kansas City, is a country-themed tourist mecca built on a reputation for patriotic and religious-themed shows in numerous theaters. Table Rock Lake, east of Branson, was created in the late 1950s when the Corps of Army engineers built a dam across the White River to provide hydroelectric power to the Ozarks.